touched on a few franchises, a few iconic killers involved thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
So what's on? You mentioned Jason's a favourite, but what's your sort of Mount Rushmore of movie killers?
Oh, so
Well,
I'm
it's not like
asking.
in no particular order, just
I'm,
a three or four
well, I'll
favourites.
go for I'll go for four because I think there's four presidents on Rushmore. So Jason is definitely one of them,
Oh yeah,
uh, but it'd have to be after he's dead.
yeah.
I like Rotten Jason. I like sort of the decayed face and damaged mask and that kind of look to him. And then probably put up there. Ooh, Leatherface would probably have to be up there. I do like Leatherface, just as a maniacal, sort of bloodthirsty. You can't bargain with him, can't even hold a conversation with him. You know what I mean? I like him as a character. Well, I suppose same about Jason as well. You don't really have a conversation with him, but
Not really.
yeah. Leatherface would be up there. Uh, I'd want to put up David Kessler, obviously, because in wolf form. I think he got up there, and then lastly, I'm going to go Gary Oldman as Dracula.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, he killed a lot of people in that film.
it's good to. I mean, it doesn't get much more iconic than Dracula anyway, and a particularly good portrayal
Mm-hmm.
in that movie. It has to be said. It's
I would say
it's almost like
it
a
might,
cliche, but it's because he really is that good.
I would generally argue that Gary Oldman's, like, whether you like the film and the story and all that kind of thing that Coppola did with it anyway, Gary Oldman as Dracula in that is one of the, if not the best Dracula performances.
Stoker's. See, that's the thing. When they put that in the title, when they make a point of this is Bram Stoker's Dracula, this isn't
Mm-hmm.
Dracula that's already been done 100 times at this point. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula. It kind of made you sit up and go, they mean it this time.
Well, that's it. It's kind of that underlining it kind of thing. It's same with the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Putting the author's name to it, it's like, that's a bold statement.
It is. You
As
better back
filmmakers.
that up. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. It's like, if, for example, like when they did Lord of the Rings, if they said J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, like if they did a new version of it, kind of thing, if they said that, it's like, right, you're stepping up again, up in the ante with that kind of thing. So, but yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula, fantastic performances, really good film.
Yeah. Tell you what's not going on the Mount Rushmore of movie killers. Under no fucking circumstances whatsoever. I will back this up. But Ghostface ain't going on there, kids. I'm sorry. There's one huge, simple reason. Ghostface isn't a killer. He's a concept. Ghostface is 19 different people. Not different actors. Not different actors. Different actors have played Jason. Different actors have played Freddy. Different actors have played Michael.
Yeah. Canonically.
But there's only one Jason Voorhees. Only one character, Jason Voorhees. There's only one Freddy Krueger. There's only one Charles Lee Ray. There's only one Michael Myers. Ghostface is 19, even within the canon of the universe it's set in. Ghostface is 19 different killers with just a couple of kills apiece for their own different reasons. Some of them just copycats.
Yeah.
But not even, that demented or trying that out or have any deep-rooted evil reason for doing what they're doing. So it's just trash. This is a brilliant piece of, pop culture iconography. Recognised all over the world. Hats off to whoever came up with that design.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I can't argue because you're 100% right with what you're saying. It's multiple different people wearing the thing, but I would then kind of argue, but that still would kind of qualify him because it's like, well, the whole thing of Ghostface is you do not know who that is. So if you put Ghostface up on Mount Rushmore,
I mean, yeah,
who is it?
it's a
And
brilliant.
that's what you're putting up there, the mystery of you don't know who that is.
From a storytelling point of view, from a writer's point of view, it's a fantastic concept. It made it easier than any of the others to make as many sequels as you see fit. Because you can't kill Ghostface. I mean, you can't kill Jason, but like, you really can't kill Ghostface because it's a concept. You don't need any supernatural shenanigans and maybe people tune out because it's getting silly now. I can't believe it. You know, any of that kind of crap. To be fair, it keeps it grounded. It keeps it believable. There are positives as a. It is what it is. It's because it's a concept, not a killer. It won't ever get on my list for that.
No.
But that doesn't mean the film's terrible. It doesn't mean I don't like it at all. Just if I see it on lists of like greatest movie killers, it's like, but it's not though.
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, I'm not arguing with it. I mean, it wasn't on my Mount Rushmore anyway, but I wouldn't argue with someone if they did choose it. You know what I mean? I'd understand why they did, because it's still a horror character, rather than it Ghostface. It might be a concept, but it is still a character.
It never needs to stop.
No. It needs to stop. It needs to stop, definitely. Like, when I'm hearing about this, the newest one, how Matthew Lillard's come back.
Yeah.
And it's like, but what? How's that happened? And isn't David Arquette coming back as well?
I believe so. I think they kind of wanted as many as possible. However, they're going to make that work.
Well, I don't understand how you can make that work. And then, like me and my brother Stuart were talking about it the other day, and then we just looked at each other like, that's stupid. It's like a serial killer wouldn't wait like 20 odd years to like finally get his mark.
I don't know.
No. If you want to kill somebody, would you really want to wait 24 years? Your plan is to wait 24 years,
that's
however long.
But isn't that kind of like a defining difference between sort of like just giving into rage or whatever your problem is and just going and killing the dude? The psychological whatever the hell's wrong with people who become serial killers.
Yeah,
they're going to do this ritual aspect, or that makes it something more than.
There's the premeditation aspect to it, which I get, but there's playing the long game, and then there's like waiting 2.5 decades. like anything could have happened to the person that you're planning to do it anyway in that long a time. So it's like, you best hurry up, because like Father Time is going to get them before you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why I laughed at that, because I thought, if that's what they end up doing, and that's the twist to it, that he was the mastermind and it was all a long game, I'll just laugh out loud in cinema, because that'll.
For a long time now, there's been an awful lot of talk about a horror movie Expendables. Getting the sort of the 80s icons and getting them all in one film like they did with the action heroes for Expendables. There was a time, as you say, Father Time's going to beat you to it, because there was a time when sort of like Bruce Campbell, Robert Englund, I think Tony Todd, bless him, people actually were getting their heads together, and they were actually going around studios capping and saying, we will do it, we're up for it. Have you seen the lines that come to see us at Comic Cons and shit? There is money in this, you should do it. But nobody's wanted to take it up. I mean, I think there's a lot of hassle with rights. Lots of different companies own different rights. I mean, the reason we're not getting Friday the 13th sequels is because the rights are all over the place. I think like someone owns the rights to the name Friday the 13th, which is a different company that owns the rights, the trademark of like Jason Voorhees, which is a different company that owns a Crystal Lake or something. And it's like, and you want all these things together in the same thing to make it legit for the fans. They could. Would you? Is that something you'd like to see? Maybe
No,
we would have to change the actors now because they're all pretty much retired and said they'll never do it again. But would you
no,
like to see the characters on the same screen at the same time?
no, because to me that'd be too far fetched. Like Expendables was about the actors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't playing the characters. Whereas if you start pulling different horror characters from different cinema universes, kind of thing, and sticking them together, it's like, nah, it'd just be too forced and hammed up and money making. Nah. I'd much rather, like I say, get a cast together of iconic horror actors and do something original with them as a group kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
like I said, get Robert England, get Kane Hodder in there. Do you know what I mean? Get loads of different ones, even some of the younger ones. Like the chap that plays Art the Clown. Do you know what I mean? We'll get him in there. Yeah, we'll have him. Any character actors. Do you know what I mean? Just loads of just actors that you'll know who they are, you know what they're famous for.
Yeah.
But just give them something else to work with rather than keep giving them the same stuff and then cramming them all in the room.
I mean, that way you can also flip it, and you can make these guys like the hero squad that's taking out the monsters, and like, but they're the bad guys, but they're not, because they're not. It's not Freddy, it's Robert.
Right. So, what is my film plot? Is my film pitch for you then? Right. So what we'll do is we're going to do. Do you remember Red?
Yeah.
Red. So we're going to do a film similar to that. So it's going to be the aging older actors who are in fact, do you like in Fright Night where the TV vampire hunter is in fact a vampire hunter?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But it's a retired vampire hunter or it's someone who's dealt with a werewolf before. But then you bring in the universal monsters, like an adult monster squad, but with retired old guys who are in fact old horror actors themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want to see.
This week, Zelda Williams, daughter of Robin.
Yes.
Having to finally having it up to here and having a bit of an explode and saying, "Will you fucking stop with these AIs of me dad?" He would hate that shit. Even if you mean well, but he would hate that shit. Just stop.
I'm sorry, I don't know how that can mean well.
Well, I mean,
do you know what I mean? It's a weird thing to be doing, and you do it in your own room, kind of thing, and think, I'll generate this and do, but don't really send it to his daughter. Do you know what I mean? That's just that's not. How can you mean well with that? That's all awful. That's awful.
Do it because I wanted to be a punk rocker. I wanted to be in a band.
Would you ever be in a band again? I was
actually good enough to do that.
Yeah. Well, just out of curiosity, would you ever be in a band again?
No.
No, not even for a one-time sort of like, I don't know, retirement hurrah kind of thing.
One-time charity special occasion, you know. I mean, probably. But actually,
not as like a ongoing thing. I don't mean that. I just mean like
but an ongoing, active, creative band. And right now, anyway, I'd wholeheartedly say no. It's just that when I say to people, I wish I'd have realised I wasn't good enough sooner. That it was a boyhood dream. I say it, and you want to do it, and nobody told me no, and nobody told me to my face like you're shit or anything. So I kept going, and then there's obstacles and everything. You do your best to overcome them, and you keep going, and it never quite works out, but you keep going because somehow I'd convinced myself. This is me. This is what I do. This is my heart, my soul. And to be fair, like lyrically, I'm putting a lot into it. Blood, sweat, tears, all the cliches. I'm genuinely spending all that energy. Wasting, I think now, wasting all that energy. But even to this day, people are just like, want to be like, no, you should get back into it. It's like, stop putting yourself down. I'm like, I'm really not. I don't mean I struggle to articulate it, but I feel like I wish I could have got out earlier because I feel like it was just something I wanted to do rather than something I should do or I could do.
But that's the thing, though. That's a double-edged sword, isn't it? I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, regardless. Yeah. But looking back, thinking like, like at the time, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy being in a band? At the time, like, I assume you must have done because you wouldn't have kept doing it. I mean,
overall.
Like, why did you want to do it anyway if you didn't enjoy it?
I know what I mean? Yeah, at various times more than others. Overall, a good 85% of the memories are positive.
Yeah. There's ups and downs, obviously, ups and downs. But yeah, so like, if you enjoyed it, it's like I don't see there's any point in sort of regretting it, thinking, I should have got out sooner. Because it's like, well, if you got out sooner, who's to say that it would have been any different? You might have just been, I don't know. You thought, I'm going to be a furniture maker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you spent the next 15 years sort of making chairs, and it could still be the same boat. Do you know what I mean? It's
of course.
Swings and roundabouts, really. But I wanted to talk about vampire bats, specifically vampire bats.
That's actually very topical as well right now, personally. For something
personally,
I did. No, I wish I had some vampire bats in the house. No, it was just because I had a question because I knew you'd be able to answer. So as silly as it is, but I guess it segues us in nicely. I actually had the stomach to rewatch Morbius.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Knowing as the Lord of the Animal Kingdom. They make, in order obviously to like build up the vampire lore and the threat and the power, because essentially the way they do it in the movie, it's almost like getting bit by a radioactive fucking bat, and that's what gives him his powers. So they make some statements like about he's got the tube full of bats for whatever reason that are just constantly fluttering around. That like if anybody went in there, they'd get ripped to pieces. Now, is that a thing that vampire bats would do?
And I don't think they would do, because just from how they're built and what they are, I mean, with enough of them, they could probably do some damage. They're not going to tear your flesh from your bones like piranhas do in film or anything. Well, vampire bat is about 9 centimeters long. It's got a wingspan of about 7 to 8 inches, so about 20 centimeters, something like that. So they're not massive.
Yeah.
One of the unique things about vampire bats as well, because they are obligate sanguivores, so they only drink blood. That's what they eat. Their dentition, the teeth are different to regular bats. So they've got their really sharp incisors at the front, but fewer teeth in the rest of the mouth, because they don't chew the food. They don't need to chew or palpate or anything. They just drink it down. So with that in mind, they've only got these front teeth. Like, they're not going to be ripping flesh, because that's not how they feed. They find a blood vessel that's close to the surface that's pumping with blood, and they give it a nick. And they've got a protein, an anticoagulant saliva that stops them from clotting. And the funny thing is, right, because it's spooky season, do you know what the protein is in vampire blood saliva that stops blood from clotting? Can you have a guess?
I'm about to.
Have a guess. Have a guess. Just one guess for me. Any idea?
It's something sort of like Nosferatu-esque or something.
It's called Draculin.
Draculin, wow.
The protein in vampire bat saliva is called Draculin. And that just says it all, doesn't it? Vampire bats are fantastic. But vampire bats are fantastic animals. Do you know that they can run and walk on the some bats, they can only hang and glide. That's all they do. They'll clamber on a bit of rock. But vampire bats, they'll get down on using their thumbs on their wings. They'll crawl about and not chase you, but I want to say chase you.
Yeah.
I'm saying, fantastic animals. Do you know that they also, what's the term for it? They're basically, they're socially altruistic. So what they do is vampire bats can't store body fat. So because they're living in social groups and colonies, if one of their neighbours is hungry, because a vampire bat can only go about 2 days without food before it'll die. I'll say that. So if one hasn't fed for a while, but its neighbour has, they'll regurgitate blood from their stomach into the neighbour's mouth, and they kind of do a goth, bloody vampire French kiss thing, where they're basically coughing up blood, but then they're licking each other's mouths out and sharing the blood. But they all do that, so they'll selflessly give up their blood. That, like, not many other animals would do this, apart from sort of mothers for the offspring. But I don't think any other animal regurgitates food for a companion. But yeah, they just support each other in the colony because they'll all do it for each other. So times are hard, you'll back me up, I'll back you up when you need it. So yeah, they were very, very sort of social animals. So lived to be about 9 years old in the wild, but they have been known to live to be about 20 years old in captivity. But like I said, only tiny little things, weigh about 40 grams at the most. So yeah, vampire bats. Another interesting thing about them as well. So the way their brains have developed, they are attuned to the sound of like the breathing of a sleeping animal. So it's generally sort of livestock and things like that have, or it can be birds like perched on a branch, sort of snoozing away. And what they do is they'll crawl up and sneak up on them. They've got infrared sensors, so they can sense the warmest part of your skin where the blood's going to be closest to it. Combine that with the razor sharp fangs, give you a quick nick with the Draculin, the saliva, and then before you know it, you're fast asleep and it's spilling blood out, and it's just lapping it up. Absolutely loving it. They can double their body weight in a single meal. So think of this, a 40-gram bat could consume 40 grams of blood off you. And that's, I think they said it's about 20 minutes. So yeah. But yeah, that's how they get you. You'll be fast asleep. They'll sneak up. They'll hear you breathing. They'll come in crawling on you, find you a nice warm bit with your blood veins. Just numb it up. Just pray that they don't get an heart wreck, because it's going everywhere then.
Yeah.
But,
don't even buy your flowers first or anything.
No. Just sneaks into your bedroom like a deviant.